Namaskaram. This is the year of the millet. Well, we've been using millets right from our childhood, but now it's important that we bring it to the entire population, the whole world in some way, because this is very important in terms of large-scale human health, which has become a serious problem, and the nutritional deficiencies due to single cereal consumption and a massive diabetic pandemic happening all over the world, particularly in India. The most important aspect is millet cultivation is a far better thing to do for the soil regeneration than rice and wheat, which has become the most staple grain to be consumed all over the world. Millet will make a lot of difference. It is not a very thirsty crop, unlike paddy and wheat, and both of them are essentially delta crops. They should have remained that way. Paddy was only grown in delta areas where there was naturally a certain amount of standing water and people made use of it, on marshlands and stuff like that. But today, we are irrigating the lands heavily to do this. This not only consumes water, this also destroys the soil in many different ways. Millet consumption, both for human health and soil health, will make a fantastic difference. Now this is a Ragi dosa. Ragi, a very important cereal of subcontinent, and particularly, when we were growing up in Karnataka, it was very much a part of daily consumption everywhere, but somehow it got bad press that it is a poor man's food and it doesn't give you social prestige, but it gives you health, well-being and nourishment. I must tell all of you, the ladies of the world, I must tell you, Ragi is the most female-friendly cereal you can consume. This millet is fantastic for women. It has the highest amount of calcium in among all the grains, and also very high levels of iron, which is an issue. One is across the world, there is such a level of anemia all over the world, particularly for the female population. There is also a problem of porosity of bones being high at certain stages in a woman's life, and Ragi can make a tremendous difference for both. So, most of the cooking I still believe, unless you're eating only from food apps, I still believe home cooking largely is still by women, and they must pick up these cereals and make sure everybody eats this. Not that it's not good for men, it's good for everybody, but I'm saying there are special advantages for a woman because certain lack of nourishment in certain areas of nourishment has been an issue because of single cereal consumption, and not everybody is able to maintain other aspects of nutritional aspects very well. For all of them, Ragi can make a tremendous difference. Today, in India, the government of India has coined this word, which is a wonderful thing picked up from the tradition, but bringing back into usage. It's called Sri Annam. And here at the Isha Yoga Center, at least 5 days in a week, everybody is consuming millets, and we are also encouraging the local farmers and the farmer producer organizations to produce millets, and the consumption is slowly going up everywhere around us also, but this needs to happen across the country for a healthy population and across the world for a healthy humanity. I hope this dosa, normally, the first dosa is a disaster. Cut it, cut it, cut! Millet takes time to cook. It cooks a little more, at least in this form, a little more than the rice. But it does a lot more. It's a very slow release cereal, that is, there will be no sugar spikes because of you're eating a millet. It releases its glucose part of it very, very slowly. So particularly those who suffer from diabetes or whose life is threatened by diabetes, ragi and other millets also does a fantastic job. Not bad, a quick learner, huh?
When we used to travel a lot in Karnataka, we used to eat a lot of ragi mudde on the road, but you don't find that so much anymore. And also, it used to be very soft and easy to eat, but now when you get ragi mudde in most places, it's like you can't eat it. So, is it a question of cultivation or is it just a question of cooking?
No, cooking, people have lost practice. Now they made some cookers, like a rice cooker, they got a ragi mudde cooker that you can cook in that. That's what they're saying, I have not seen one. But making of ragi mudde needs some effort and really kind of kneading it. When it's cooking, you must knead it properly, otherwise it won't go very well. But today, you see, I will make a ragi roti, which is very tasty and easy to do compared to the mudde. But ragi mudde is unique in the way it is eaten. Only in Karnataka people generally know how to eat. In Tamil Nadu, people mix it like rice and eat it. But in Karnataka, we make it into small balls and dip it in the curry and just swallow it like that with a little bit of chewing. So it's a unique way of eating. That kind of eating is very good for those who work in the farms, because ragi, as I said earlier, is a slow-release millet. So if you eat it in that way, that you just dip it in either greens or some other curry that you have made, the thing is, because you have not been chewing it, the release becomes even slower. So if you eat one ragi mudde like brunch, a big ragi mudde for brunch, whole day you're plowing, working on the field, 8 hours of work, it will sustain without you feeling hungry and weak because the release is so slow. So this is something that they've arrived at, knowing that if you chew it, you'll digest faster. So they make it in such a way that it's made into small balls and swallowed like that. So, people who have to work in the open and there is no access to food whenever you feel like it, these are all the things that they discovered by their own observation. Well, this is a ragi roti. You need a little bit of banana leaf, or also you could do it on what they call as the butter paper. But the important thing is, you take ragi flour, just steam it a little bit like how you would do even on an idli stand, you could do it, just steam it a little bit. And then you can add things for taste. In this one there is coriander, if you want you can add onion, grated coconut, minutely cut chilies according to your taste, and of course a little bit of salt, and boom, you have a great breakfast or lunch or dinner, whatever you like. This goes with chutney. Be a slave for your life.